Elon Musk is moving their headquarters out of the San Francisco Bay Area in California to Austin, Texas. That's what's going on.
That's what happens when you say dumb shit to rich people.
Joe, hit us with what the pull up
What
your tweet
happened,
real
Joe?
quick. Pull up your tweet and just read us the 4 things that happened. Joe's going viral right now. Viral alert.
Yeah, go check it out on Twitter. All
Joe's
right?
going viral at the moment. He currently has a tweet that is just out there in
If you have kids watching the show, close your ears for 5 seconds.
kids, close your ears.
Close your ears.
Don't
close
use
your
this
ears.
language, kids.
So Lorena Gonzalez, who is an assemblywoman in California, tweeted out on May 9th, 2020, and just literally just said, fuck Elon Musk. Not sure why, not sure what caused that, whatever, but she tweeted that out. So Elon Musk famously said, message received. Said, okay, I hear you on that one, heard. Sounds good. And then CNBC reported, along with a bunch of other people yesterday, on the earnings call, he finally, this has been, I think, in the works for a while, but he said Tesla is moving its headquarters from California to Austin, Texas. Finally admitted it. She obviously doubled down and decided to attempt to dunk on him again.
Genius.
Yeah,
Genius.
which is obviously the right thing to do for sure. And she put a crying, laughing emoji and said, "You mean Elon Musk is such a snowflake? He moved from California because I censored a bad word about him. Wow, isn't that weak?" Quite
So,
the response there.
The worst thing you could do is double down in that situation, I think.
Yeah, that is probably not the brightest thing to do, especially considering the move was done at that point, I guess. But Elon Musk, right? Like, there's a bunch of other things that go into this. It's a year after the initial tweet. It's obviously been in the works for a long period of time. It's not just her tweet. Look, he's not an idiot. He didn't just someone talk shit to him on the internet and was like, all right, I'm moving my entire business, right? Like, a bunch of other things that go into it, but COVID had to do with it. They put a lot of regulations and rules and stipulations on how he was able to run his business. There's obviously high taxes that are lower in Texas, a bunch of workers, all this kind of, there's a bunch of stuff that goes into it, is my point. But calling out the world's richest person that has a ton of jobs in your state and is one of probably the greatest innovators and one of the greatest entrepreneurs of our lifetime is a stupid move. Just incredibly idiotic. And now she's doubling down, trying to dunk on him even further. Makes no sense in my opinion. And to be quite frank, like, I think she deserves kind of all of the responses that she's getting for doing this.
She's a socialist. That's what it is. If you condemn success, you're a socialist. If you want to redistribute wealth, you're a socialist. Let's just call it what it is. Somehow in this country, we're trying to normalize this nonsense. You're a socialist. If you literally think that this is a good thing, if you celebrate when a capitalist moves away, when a capitalist takes their job, economic impact away, when they take technology and innovation away, and they move them out of your jurisdiction, and you celebrate, not only are you a moron, but you're a socialist. That's what you are. So, okay, great. Let's see how this plays out. If we're going to have politicians in certain states be socialist and other states are going to be capitalist, I'm not a betting man, but I bet you we can use history as an example of what states are going to do better and what states aren't. Remember, there are so many people that left California and New York over the last year that they literally lost political seats. That's how many people left. Hundreds of thousands of people fled these states to go to other places where they felt they had more freedom. So again, if you want to sit there and you want to go after these folks, it's become cool to bash success. It's become cool to attack them online. They're just going to move. Why are they going to stay there? Why are they going to continue to expose themselves to your nonsense, right? So congratulations. Yes, you can get their Twitter retweets. You can get all the Twitter likes you want. You can yell and scream with all of your friends and say, look what we made Elon Musk do. And you know what Elon Musk is saying? Guess what? Those idiots are going to keep doing this, and more and more and more companies are going to continue to leave. San Francisco is going through what Detroit went through years and years ago. Literally, Detroit was the heart of capitalism. It was the auto manufacturer of the entire world. Detroit went through some really tough times. San Francisco's doing the exact same thing, and they're making a lot of the same exact policy mistakes. If you are abrasive to capitalism and democracy, and you continue to try to condemn success, those who create jobs, who create economic impact, and who drive innovation and job creation, they are going to leave. They have more flexibility to leave today than ever before. And so if you keep doing nonsense, they're going to leave. And that's exactly what he did. And it wouldn't surprise me if at some point in the future, he moves SpaceX as well. It's going to be really hard at first to do it because SpaceX has a ton of infrastructure, et cetera, built down there in LA. But Tesla was in Palo Alto. Hey, look, we out. See ya. We're out of here.
I think when you start to think about it, right, like the combination of super high taxes, high crime in certain areas, certainly in San Francisco, and then shaming entrepreneurs and shaming the people that you want to build businesses and bring jobs in your thing, that's a losing strategy, right? And we're seeing it play out in real time. Literally, he took his entire business and said, hey, the headquarters is moving to Texas. All these new jobs we're going to create in the future, this company's going to continue to grow, continue to scale, continue to do all these things. They're all going to be in Texas, right? So you're losing out on not only kind of that reputation and that ability to attract other people, but you're losing out on tangible things, right? Like tax revenue and all this other stuff. So look, those are a bad combination. There's only so long that good weather can hold out for and say, hey, look, we're going to attract people based on these things. So big L for the Assemblywoman. And I'd be surprised if this isn't kind of like a gut check for a lot of politicians within California.
If you are a politician or representative that represents me as an American citizen, please do not talk shit to entrepreneurs and innovators that are trying to help us. It's absolutely ridiculous. Don't want to see it. I wish Elon and I wish this woman much success in what they do, but I don't need politicians and representatives kind of going back and forth with other people on the internet. That's not how you guys should be communicating in ways.
What did they do in when you were like in elementary school and stuff? They went like this, like loser. Yeah, she took an L. She took an L. She took an L.
What would you do if you were the politician?
Now?
Yeah, now.
Oh, she's already. Well, we've seen what she's done, right? So she has doubled down and said more ridiculous statements. But now she's quoting that Elon said, yeah, we're going to add 20,000 jobs or whatever over the coming years. But the whole point was the headquarters is moving, right? So all of the other stuff is translating out to Texas, and all the future growth is going to be going there and all this stuff. So I think at this point, like, you're doing damage control, right? Like she's not going to. She's obviously doubling down. She had a very, very, very strong opinion. I think her original tweet got like 180,000 likes. So whether she thinks it was the right or wrong thing, there was some kind of like social backing there. So I think that probably made her double down on this and do all that. But I don't know. I think it's tough. She obviously shouldn't have done it in the first place. But I think you want to reverse course immediately as possible and be like, that's not what we intended to do. We want people like this to stay in our community, stay in our economy, attract more people. This is not what we want to represent. And I don't know how the hierarchy necessarily works kind of when it comes to Assemblywoman and their social structure within the government, especially kind of related to California and her expertise. But if I'm higher than her, if I'm Newsom and all this, I'm saying, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, let's figure this out. Like, let's get him back here and let's attract other people. Because I think if you start to see this is one big example, but over time, this stuff plays out, and it plays out really, really bad when it starts to compound on top of each other.
Would you apologize? Would you explicitly say, I'm sorry, I messed up?
Yes.
John?
I don't know. Speaks to Austin, though, the city. Elon has a quote saying, there's a limit to how big you can scale in the Bay Area. In Austin, our factory is like 5 minutes from the airport, 15 minutes from downtown. So another win for the Lone Star State.